I'm Dawn Hasbrook. Scott is off tonight. Let's get right to Fox 32 meteorologist Emily Walls to see just how much we will see. Emily.
Well, we're starting to see those showers building off to our west as we speak, but we still have a couple hours. So this isn't really going to be moving into the far western suburbs until about midnight, maybe even closer to 1 a.m. But then once it moves through, we could have the potential of even a couple thunderstorms developing, meaning brief heavy downpours too. But as far as totals are concerned, this is still only going to be a quarter inch or less. So not a major deal for us tonight, but this is just wave one of our cold fronts coming through. We have a stronger one that's going to come through going into the weekend, and that's going to be bringing us some huge changes. I'm talking highs that are only going to be in the 30s with some snow chances. I'll tell you about it coming up soon.
Thank you, Emily. Also tonight, the FAA announced flight restrictions begin tomorrow to reduce air traffic as the government shutdown wears on. Both Midway and O'Hare International are affected. Joni Lum is live at O'Hare tonight. Joni.
Dawn, there were numerous flight delays on the information board here at the United Terminal tonight, 21 cancellations as well. And passengers are talking about the changes that are going into effect tomorrow. They're departing tonight and wondering if they'll make it back home.
Definitely the anxiety I have is for the people who are out of work. I think that's very difficult for them, and I hope that we could get this resolved as soon as possible so they could get back to work and make sure their families are okay.
There was a long line to make it through security at O'Hare International. The government shutdown has caused a shortage of TSA agents and air traffic controllers. To maintain safety, the FAA ordered a temporary 10% reduction in flights at 40 high-traffic airports across the country, including O'Hare and Midway. Major carriers like United, American, and Delta Airlines are canceling flights and alerting passengers.
I am going to limit my flying, though, moving forward, just until we kind of figure out what's going on, if this is a poor experience. So we're going to put our bets on the table and see where it lands.
TSA agents and air traffic controllers have been working without pay for more than a month. The FAA says pilots reported a strain on the system. This past weekend, there were more than 2,700 flight delays. And the busy holiday travel season is approaching. Someone is making a list of who's naughty and nice.
I'm making the list. Serious. Well, I have both. It depends on how they go with this.
I love that.
Let's get them guys paid, okay?
There was a 73-minute ground delay at O'Hare this evening, so travelers can expect a lot of things to move slowly at the airport. These restrictions, by the way, do not affect international flights. Reporting live at O'Hare, Joni Lum, Fox 32 Chicago.
A teacher detained by immigration agents at a daycare will be in court next Wednesday. The video of the arrest went viral. It happened in the North Center neighborhood yesterday. The woman's attorney says she is not here illegally. She is a legally authorized asylum seeker. The Department of Homeland Security says the woman went into the daycare fleeing agents during a traffic stop. They were not targeting the daycare. The incident captured the attention of Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. He says the incident shook him.
That video shocked the conscience of every single Chicagoan across our beloved city. This is not who we are. We most certainly cannot have this in our city or our country.
He says his heart goes out to the North Center neighborhood. Parents of young football players on a Dixmoor football team are facing a hard decision because of snap cuts. More than half of the players on the Grand Champion Elite football program might not be able to compete in a junior championship tournament held in Las Vegas. Parents are now forced to pay for groceries, which does not leave enough money to send their kids to the tournament. The head coach spoke up about the issues at a press conference earlier tonight.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the country that makes it like really unsure. Uncertainty. We got the snaps benefits that affects, like I said, our team directly. No shame in the game. I grew up on it. It is what it is. We need help. You know, we always crying out to do things or want to look for positivity, but there's a chance to do it.
To help the football team make it to Las Vegas, here are the ways, including their GoFundMe page, all of it right there on your screen.
This is racism. You have to open up and say that. That was my biggest push. I need you to open up your heart and tell them the truth, man.
That father told his son to tell the truth, and it exposed what they call a broken system. The family says racial harassment and retaliation drove him out of Aurora University. Fox Chicago's Terrence Lee spoke with them and has an exclusive interview with the player's father about what justice looks like.
Let's go, Deuce. Let's go, Deuce.
A touchdown that made his dad cheer. A moment that felt like a beginning.
Money!
He's 18 now, but Brooke Williams has worked for a shot at college ball since he was 5. The Plainfield native chose Aurora University, 30 minutes from home, for the field and the feel.
I went on a visit, I think in like December, and I just really like the culture, and I just like the facilities and the campus, really.
Weeks into his first semester, he says that feeling changed and the locker room turned hostile.
At first, they had made some N-word comments, and I was just like shocked and like appalled by it. And then after that, shortly, he said, another guy said, why are you sleeping here? Don't you guys sleep in trees?
And he was the only black player in that room. He says a George Floyd reference followed, and all he could see was the scene the world can't unsee. Floyd dying under an officer's knee, and fear set in.
You're 6'3" saying this to a 5'7" that's intimidating.
As a mother, I was devastated, to say the least. Our whole family has been affected by this.
Brooke's mom, Aisha, says reporting it felt like a second fight. She pushed for a formal investigation.
I didn't give up. I was relentless. Emailed the president, the vice president, everybody. Every single day, they would give me no answers. Next day, I'm emailing again, calling to the school, emailing, even the coach. I emailed him as well. And so finally, the vice president scheduled a meeting with us, and we went and sat down with her and the coach, my husband and my son.
The school's investigation found 2 players created a hostile environment based on race. Brooke says they kept playing while that investigation was going on. Their initial punishment, suspended from the team and put on disciplinary probation. But after lawyers got involved in an appeal, that changed. They'd take racial sensitivity training and be back on the field next January. Aisha says a meeting with the coach made it worse. That coach, former NFL player Don Beebe, a Super Bowl winner with the Packers, told them he knew the families of the players accused.
The words that he spoke in front of us and the vice president, I used to be in the NFL. I had black friends. Me and my black friends told racist jokes. He said, I want to forgive the kids like Jesus forgave David for being a murderer.
Brooke never got an apology, not from the players, not from the coach. She says the coach stopped speaking to him in film sessions, even skipped his plays on screen. That, he says, was the moment he knew he couldn't stay.
When we went to get my shoulder pads and my girdle and everything in there, a bunch of stuff was missing. My pads was missing. The only thing that was really left was my cleats and my girdle. A bunch of my gloves, my mouthpieces, my towels, they were all gone.
2 weeks later, a friend texted him these photos. Everything was back in his locker. By then, Brooke had already decided to leave, losing his $60,000 scholarship and his peace of mind.
Honestly, it was hurtful because I've been working so hard. I saved a bunch of money to go to school, and now I'm stuck working again. I can't go back to school until January, and I don't know where I want to go.
The university sent us a statement. It says it takes reports seriously, and federal law limits what it can share. It says every report is reviewed and action follows if there's a violation. The Williams family read it themselves.
The report is carefully reviewed, lies, appropriate, another policy. Yeah. He doesn't feel valued or supported.
Brooklyn says the process left him with one question.
Really, it's just like, am I enough? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
It's a question past students of color have had. A 1987 Chicago Tribune article describes similar racial tensions at Aurora University, from KKK graffiti to fear in dorms. 4 decades later and across the country, race-based harassment reports on campuses remain among the top categories of civil rights complaints. The FBI tracked more than 11,000 hate crimes in 2024, most tied to race. The Williams family says it's shocking, but they're not shocked.
Several of his teammates have vocalized that they're scared to say anything. Caucasian students, by the way. And that's why they didn't speak up for him when he was being antagonized and harassed that night. So I'm not surprised. What we allow will continue, so.
For other families, this is about more than one team or one university. Experts say ask colleges how they handle discrimination, what training teams receive, and how the school ensures safety after a report. All things Brooke's dad, Jerry, wondered. He stayed quiet, a silent support close by, until he couldn't anymore.
If you could speak directly to Aurora's president and board, what would you say?
Listen to this young black man. I'm not here to tell you how far to go as far as pushing or disciplining these kids, but it has to be more than just a suspension to the end of this football season or January. Now you got these kids that went through this situation, they appealed it, but the school still upheld that my son was credible. Stand on that. Stand on that.
Brooke is in therapy, working 2 jobs and planning to enroll somewhere new in January. His family says they've been in touch with the NAACP and are considering legal action, pushing for accountability so no other student goes through this. Other news we're following tonight. The northern lights may be visible in Illinois tonight, but you might not be able to see it. Our chief meteorologist, Emily Walls, has your full forecast just ahead.
If you're
The northern lights could be visible in about half of the U.S. tonight, including here in Illinois. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says there is a large eruption of solar material and magnetic fields, prompting one of the strongest geomagnetic storms this year. Chances look good to catch a glimpse at about midnight, but it might be difficult in Chicago due to our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Emily Walsh joins us now with a full check of that. Hi, Emily.
Hello, and I wish I had better news, but yes, we've been seeing increasing cloud cover for the last several hours. Right now, we're locked in with clouds, and we're actually tracking in some rain that's going to arrive in just a few hours. So our chances here locally, just not, I don't think it's in the cards for it tonight. And tonight we also have a cold front coming through. That's why we have showers, even a couple thunderstorms. But then it's going to get much colder going into this upcoming weekend. So take a look at this map here. What I want you to focus on is the blue shading that's off to our north. We're kind of riding right along the edge of this cold air for another day. Tomorrow, we actually have high temperatures that are going to be in the 60s. But then on Saturday, we're starting to see that colder air filtering in. By Sunday and Monday, we're in the thick of it. So we have low temperatures that are going to be in the 20s, high temperatures that are only going to be in the 30s, and that's going to make us cold enough that we're going to be dealing with lake effect by the end of the weekend, too. Satellite and radar, again, we're starting to see the showers popping up off to our west. That's coming through with a cold front. The good news, though, is that this is actually coming through at a very convenient time. I think it's all out of here prior to daybreak tomorrow. So then tomorrow, the biggest thing that you're going to notice, I think, are the winds. We're going to have westerly winds gusting as high as about 30 miles per hour. There's a very small chance for an isolated rain shower during the evening as this next little wave comes through. And then the wind direction changes again, bringing in much colder air by the end of the day on Saturday and then certainly into Sunday. So Saturday morning's dry, then Saturday afternoon and evening, we start to see the rain building in. Heavier downpours going to be possible, but then we're going to be transitioning over to some snow. So a rain-snow mixture Saturday evening into the overnight. And then by Sunday and Monday, it's all about lake effects. So locations closer to the lakefront could be dealing with some snow coming down by the end of this weekend. For tonight, 49, we'll have 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. 7-day forecast tomorrow, 62. We're in the upper 40s with a good chance of rain and transitioning over to snow on Saturday. Then on Sunday for the Bears game, we have temps in the 30s, wind chills dawn in the 20s. Oh, no. So be prepared. All right, weather pick of the day, gorgeous one for you. This one's coming to us from Chuck Wood. Great fall colors there. Enjoy them because that wind's gonna blow them all away.
We don't see them that often now.
I know.
It's, hard to find, but that's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Thanks, Emily. All right, get ready for the holidays. Santa is already paying a visit to a local suburb. Photojournalist Jacob Karb went to visit the jolly old man in Schaumburg.
We are here to welcome Santa and kick off the holiday season. Tonight we're going to have limited edition ornaments, as well as we'll have Conant Band here doing the drum line. And Santa will walk around the entire mall and we'll kick off the holiday season.
I'm most looking forward to taking my Christmas wish. I want a skateboard. I want a balance bike.
There are plenty of kids and families that come out to welcome Santa tonight. It is a tradition here at Woodfield Mall, and we see a lot of those families year after year. Community is so important, and we really like to showcase that here at Woodfield Mall. I hope they get the most magical experience that they're hoping to get, and I hope the Santa gets them everything on their wish list.
You can make a reservation all the way up until Christmas Eve. For more information on how to do that, head to our website, fox32chicago.com.
I'm Cassie Carlson at Hallis Hall. Rome Odunze addresses his dad's tweets, and despite the Giants' stats, this Bears team is not overlooking their defensive line. We have all the latest coming your way later in sports.
Parachutes here tonight on the Chicago Report. A federal judge says Bovino and Border Patrol use of force, quote, shocked the conscience in a sweeping new injunction she issued. Plus, digging into the $1.5 billion transit bill that lawmakers say will save CTA, Pace, and Metra. And Airmageddon starting tomorrow, what the FAA's new flight reductions mean for travelers in and out of O'Hare and Midway. That's tonight at 10.
Fox.
We're back. Time for sports. Bears back on the practice field today, preparing for the 2-7 Giants and looking to follow up on a wild win in Cincinnati last Sunday. Cassie Carlson has more from Hallis Hall.
As Ben Johnson said, the Bears are trying to find their killer instinct and find ways to finish games. After the Bears offense put up 576 yards of total offense against the Bengals, they'll look to do the same this week against a vulnerable Giants defense.
When you look at their talent level on defense, especially with the front, their record isn't very indicative of the talent level.
They got a bunch of playmakers, especially up front, front four that really has been getting after the quarterback and disrupting the run game.
They're a monstrous front. They got guys everywhere. And their record's not necessarily a great depiction of how good they are.
Despite Giants edge rusher Brian Burns leading the NFL with 11 sacks, the Giants' run defense ranks 31st. And the Bears' second-ranked rushing attack found another weapon in Kyle Monungai.
That's the number one thing about Kyle is how coachable he is. That physicality, that dimension of being able to drop his pads and run through somebody is really what we've enjoyed about having him here.
Just got to keep building. I can't let it, take last week into this week. It's a new week, new opponent. Have to, have a clear mind and just still work hard to have a better result.
While the run game was effective, Caleb Williams' top target, Rome Odunze, had 2 drops on 3 targets in Cincinnati. And his dad, James Odunze, took to Twitter to share some opinions.
No, I don't make a big deal out of it. Obviously he has his opinions, I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. But that's his prerogative. But he speaks for himself. I speak for myself.
How do you feel about your situation?
Oh man, I'm happy. I'm just trying to do my job within this organization. That's as a leader, as a person, as an individual, and then as a football player. So trying to excel at Hall of Fame level.
Special teams coordinator Richard Hightower took responsibility for the issues in Cincinnati and said they are working day and night to get it cleaned up. At Hallis Hall, Cassie Carlson, Fox 32 Sports.
Baseball free agency underway today. The Cubs opening the door for Kyle Tucker and Shota Imanaga to return, extending qualifying offers to both of them. The deadline to accept the offer is November 18th. The Cubs are also bringing back Colin Ray on a 1-year deal with a club option for 2027, and they've declined their option on Justin Turner. Coming up on Chicago Sports Tonight, Luke and Ellis will be joined by Cassie Carlson with plenty more from Hallis Hall. Plus, Casey Johnson of CHSN on what the 6-1 Bulls have shown us so far, and the latest on Kobe White's return. That's after the news at 9 here on Fox 32 Chicago. We'll be right back.
Fox 32.
So I know you've heard the phrase, say it ain't snow.
Say it ain't snow. It is
You
snow.
said it.
Yes. So we have a couple rounds that are going to be possible this weekend, but none of it's really going to amount to that much. So I'm not really anticipating too much in the way of travel impacts, especially with the round that's coming Saturday night. So Saturday, we're going to see rain moving in midday, lasting into the afternoon and evening, and then we're going to see that transitioning over to a rain-snow mix, but it's not really expected to accumulate. Now, Sunday and Monday, that's when we have lake effect. And if you think back to last winter and what we know about lake effect, it's very localized. So if you do get underneath one of those bands, just be prepared for very quickly changing road conditions. So I think we have to be more concerned about that Sunday night and into Monday. But cold for the Bears game.
This seems so early, but maybe it's just with everything else going on. It just kind of came
We didn't ease our way into it. It's just like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's November, everyone. Thanks for watching the news at 9. Now you can catch us anytime on your smart TV. Just search Fox Local on your preferred streaming platform. Tomorrow morning, Good Day Chicago. Chicago Sports Tonight is next.
Good night.